The international community speaks highly of Kazakhstan's contribution in combating terrorism. During the time of Kazakhstan's non-permanent membership in the UN Security Council in 2017 and 2018, the country was actively involved in promoting peace in conflict-stricken areas. Experts say that Kazakhstan's true legacy is the adoption of a code of conduct towards achieving a world free of terrorism.
We are very proud of what Kazakhstan has done in New York. Kazakhstan has been a member of the Security Council for the last 2 years. They have made a very important contribution to peace and security, not only in Central Asia, but also to all of Asia and to the rest of the world. I think one of the most important contributions that Kazakhstan has made is with regard to a code of conduct against terrorism. I think this is very much appreciated by countries around the world, and I salute the leadership of Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan plans to share its experience in areas such as agriculture, construction, food production and mining. For this purpose, Astana and Istanbul intend to create offices of a joint entrepreneurship chamber.
Астанада Түркияның палатасының сарапшысы отырады және түркиялық компанияларға.
Turkish specialists will work in Astana and they will help to develop businesses of the Turkish entrepreneurs. On the contrary, Kazakh specialists will help Kazakh entrepreneurs to improve their businesses in Istanbul. This will give a good impetus to promotion of investments, trade and technology.
Іздестіру жағынан және инвестиция тарту жағынан.
During the first meeting of a team for development of business cooperation in Ankara, the parties presented business opportunities of their enterprises and regions.
Қазақстандық компаниялар өздерінің
Kazakh companies are interested in networking with their Turkish counterparts in order to improve their investment and trading opportunities. In return, Turkish businessmen aspire to find out trending goods that they can export to Kazakhstan as well as the needs of the population in order to improve their export opportunities. Jointly, they will improve their investment projects. First, there's a trade partnership and then there's an investment one. Therefore, I believe that the entrepreneurs of both countries will be able to achieve their goals with the help of these platforms and meetings.
алдымен сауда әріптестігі, содан кейін инвестициялық әріптестік.
A number of Kazakhstan firms are joining the Turkish market. There are nearly 2,000 Turkish companies working in Kazakhstan. In the future, foreign businesses intend to invest in Kazakhstan's industries. Kazakhstan is one of our most important partners. We're committed to promoting today's partnerships in the future. Our industrial zone is one of the important centers of Turkey. Our partners come from around the world and have diverse backgrounds such as defense, construction, textiles, and medicine. We intend to develop a partnership with Kazakhstan too. Following the meeting, the parties agreed to expand relations and increase the number of business partners. Businessmen are confident that strengthening cooperation between small and medium-sized businesses of the two countries will contribute to the development of trade and economic partnership between Kazakhstan and Turkey. In 2018, the trade turnover between the two countries reached $1.9 billion. Foreign investors put over 2 billion tenge in a water pump manufacturing plant in Joly district of Almaty region. The company manufactures water pumps using the German technologies. The factory is set to manufacture 600 water pumps annually. The management is planning to deliver products to both domestic and foreign markets. Our company has represented a large German company in Kazakhstan for over 20 years. Our partners invested 4 million euros and launched a production facility here. The products of the enterprise will cover the demands in Kazakhstan and will be exported to the countries of Central Asia and the Caucasus. The company receives orders for water pumps from all parts of Kazakhstan. There are several foreign invested enterprises in Joly district. We have about 21 new enterprises in our district. We want to expand 6 to 7 companies in 2019. Industrial enterprises in Almaty region manufactured output worth 298 billion tenge in 2018 and attracted investments totaling 70 billion tenge.
A broiler poultry factory in West Kazakhstan region has reached its full capacity. The enterprise was opened in December 2017 by President Nazarbayev during a national teleconference. The factory currently fulfills the regional demand and ships its output to neighboring regions as well. We submitted a request for further financing and construction for our factory. If we receive funding in 2019 and 2020, we want to double the capacity and produce 14,000 tons of meat. The demand for our products is very high. The factory fattens up 3 million chickens per season. Broiler chicken gain up to 2.5 kilograms in 45 days and are slaughtered afterwards. Specialists believe that good fodder is the main component of high-quality meat.
От белорусского, вот если по вкусовым качествам, да, то зависимо немножко даже лучше.
This chicken tastes better and a little tender than the Belarusian chicken because high-quality hard wheat and corn is added in the fodder in Kazakhstan. Corn is not much added in Belarus because it is a very expensive raw material.
В Беларуси кукурузы мало кто добавляет, да, потому что очень дорогое сырье.
After the enterprise was put into operation, the chicken meat production in West Kazakhstan region increased more than 8.5 times. There are 2 poultry farms in the region. The regional food industry is increasing its volumes. Last year, local companies enhanced flour production by 24.5% and meat and byproducts production by 5 times.
The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development supports integration in Central Asia. According to the EBRD's Managing Director for Central Asia, Bruno Balvanera, the financial institution prioritizes projects aimed to diversify the regional economies, improve infrastructure, and boost transit potential of the Central Asian countries. Bruno Balvanera believes that integration is especially important during the implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative, which will connect China and Europe through Central Asia. In an interview to Kazakh TV, he also mentioned that Central Asian country leaders strive to strengthen cooperation between each other.
We are very optimistic. We still see Central Asia as one of the areas of growth. Economic growth of Central Asia is higher than the economic growth of any other region where EBRD operates. In average, we see 3 to 4% compared to 2 to 3%. So this is a significant difference. On the that assumption, we estimate that in the whole of Central Asia, last year we invested about 1 billion euros. This year is going to be probably 20 to 30% more.
Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan are negotiating the possibility of duty-free oil exports. Kazakh and Kyrgyz government officials are currently discussing the draft agreement on trade and economic cooperation in Bishkek, CA portal reports. According to the new agreement, Kazakhstan will not charge customs duties on the Kyrgyz goods imported in certain quantities. The contract implementation will be monitored by Kyrgyzstan's State Committee for Industry, Energy and Subsoil Management and Kazakhstan's Ministry of Energy. French government is set to allocate 500,000 euros for a feasibility study of a glass production facility in Uzbekistan. According to a report by Uz Daily, the funds will be used to launch an architectural and automotive glass production project in Jizakh region. The total investment for the project's implementation will total $100 million. The expected production volume of the future enterprise is estimated to reach 600 tons of glass per day. A logistics center for Uzbek goods will be built in Russia. Construction of the wholesale distribution center for fruits and vegetables will begin in Russia's Vladimir region. The parties are currently preparing the necessary documents. According to Sputnik News, the center's construction will significantly reduce the delivery time and increase mutual trade. A similar logistics center will be built in Uzbekistan for the Russian goods. Trade turnover between Russia's Vladimir region and Uzbekistan totaled more than $24 million in 2018. Famed explorer Ed Stafford tests his limits in an episode of Discovery series Ed Stafford First Man Out shot in Kazakhstan. British explorer and survival expert Ed Stafford marooned himself in a vast natural maze of Altyn Yemel National Park where he spent 5 days. According to Discovery's media service, the episode will be aired on Discovery Channel on the 4th of February. Kazakh developers are working on new drones with artificial intelligence capable of examining high-voltage transmission lines. The new technology will increase the safety of the electrical engineers who will no longer be in danger from multi-meter height and high voltage, says young scientist Damira Pirnibayeva. I've chosen this area of research because I believe we need to develop our non-primary energy sector. I graduated from a university in Scotland. In the past few years, my worldview has changed a lot. Junior researcher at Nazarbayev University, Jazira Birkinova, is developing ways of storing renewable energy. She intends to create a lithium-ion battery. Japanese and Austrian companies are interested in this Kazakh product and have financed the development. Our development can be used in the most important sectors, including eco-friendly electric transport, heating, and many other areas. Now we are working to reduce the time spent on charging and discharging of the battery.
This university itself, it's an opportunity in which the government has put some effort and funds, and the challenge we have is to become one of the top universities in the world.
This year, the young researchers will be able to test their pilot developments. Some of these new technologies will be introduced in production in 2020. A new mobile application featuring information on the local holy sites is gaining popularity in Akmola region. Smart Ruhani Jangru Akmola, developed last year, has been downloaded by more than 1,000 smartphone users. The application offers virtual tours to the holy sites of the region. I've been using the application for over a month. I can watch the panoramic photographs. For instance, I can see the Bisbakar Mausoleum from all angles. We can virtually visit these sites without actually going there. The application now features information about a dozen monuments. Users can learn more about the important sightseeing sites like Ablay Khan Square and Kinyasara Cave, included in the Republican map of holy sites. The project consists of several parts and includes a website, an interactive map, 360-degree videos, and a mobile guide. The most difficult part of the job was to travel through the districts and find the exact location. The project developers are planning to add more sections to the application. As part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program, the developers are set to include information about rural school graduates who provided assistance to their villages. We're currently working on introducing a few technical developments and changes to make the application lighter and more convenient for users. We will take into consideration the user feedback and recommendations. We're planning to launch the upgraded version in February. The mobile application is available in 3 languages. Experts believe that the app will serve as a guide for tourists visiting the region.
London hosted London Art Fair, the world's largest contemporary art exhibition. At the fair, Kazakhstan was represented by famous artist Said Atabekov. The artist's artworks are made in various techniques, including video, photography, sculptures, and installations. In his works, Said expressed his ideas on globalization and how it influenced the Kazakh culture. The event organizers praised the Kazakh artist's skill and his unique artworks.
For us, what's particularly important is it's not just about us reflecting the really major art centres, and of course in America and Berlin, New York, but also to really reflect some of the most emerging art scenes and actually, you know, some of the more unusual areas of artistic production. And Saeed's presentation at the fair is also really interesting because of the range of mediums that are incorporated, so both the video and film work and the photography. So for us it makes it incredibly exciting.
Asya Daribekova and Uriya Jurik's gallery help promote Said Atabekov's artworks abroad. It is important for the artists to reveal Atabekov's talent and present his ideas to the wider audiences. The Kazakh artists see the mission of the gallery in promoting contemporary Kazakh and Central Asian art internationally.
Это помогает перенести для европейского зрителя,
Art helps present the centuries-old Kazakh culture to the European audience. After all, not many people have the opportunity to visit Kazakhstan and see the country from within. We can show our traditions and achievements through art. It is very important to promote Kazakhstan among people who never heard about our country before.
Главное, можно сказать, реклама в стране, о которой многие еще не слышали.
Наши художники в Казахстане нуждаются в поддержке, особенно художники современные.
Our Kazakh artists, especially the contemporary artists, need to be supported. Said Atabekov is definitely a prominent artist in the Central Asian art space.
В пространстве Центральной Азии.
Said Atabekov's artworks impressed the British public. The visitors recognize the artist's fresh ideas. The Kazakh artists will keep creating artworks. I am planning to continue creating my artworks and promoting Kazakhstan and its people. London Art Fair brought together more than 130 galleries from 17 countries. Kazakhstan is represented at the fair for the first time. At the exhibition's award ceremony, the Kazakh gallery was awarded in the Special Curatorial Approach and Conceptual Work nomination.
An art evening dedicated to the legacy of famous Kazakh writer poet Fariza Ungarsynova was held in Astana, marking the 80th birth anniversary of the deceased poetess. The evening brought together famous artists and young performers on the stage of the State Academic Philharmonic. The musical poetic evening featured her poems and songs. Fariza Ungarsynova was a creative genius who authored and shaped an entire era in the Kazakh poetry. Critics admit that her works were a breakthrough in the Kazakh literature. Fariza Ungarsynova remains one of the most best-selling authors in Kazakhstan and is known far beyond the country's borders.
Для данного концерта были сочинены некоторые произведения, например, Толгам күй.
Some works have been composed specially for this concert, including Tolgam Ki by Nurlan Bikinov and the Kazakh Warriors, based on the lyrics written by Fariza Ungarsynova. Her lyrical poems are patriotic and are full of love to her people, the poets and warriors. She was a very well-rounded person and a master of words, and this is why her poetry remains popular today.
Она же мастер слова, поэтому ее поэзии всегда востребованы.
Classical music fans could enjoy the works of outstanding Romantic-era composers of the 19th century, Richard Wagner and Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy, at Kazakhstan Concert Hall in Astana. Symphony Orchestra of Astana Opera, under the leadership of distinguished conductor Alan Buribayev, performed the musical masterpieces. The main soloist was violinist Jandos Mohammedi, who is actively touring in Kazakhstan and abroad.
Замечательный состоялся дебют прекрасного молодого музыканта.
This was a wonderful debut by young musician Jandos Mohammedi. He is a remarkable, talented, promising young guy. He is a bright representative of the creative youth of our country.
Перспективный. Он является ярким представителем творческой молодежи нашей страны.
Спасибо большое залу, это была хорошая атмосфера, публика была очень профессиональна.
I'm thankful for the audience. It was a good atmosphere. The spectators were very receptive and the hall was full. I'm happy to have performed with the #1 orchestra in Kazakhstan and under the leadership of Alan Buribayev. I'm hoping to be able to promote Kazakhstan on the world stages.
Буду развивать Казахстан на мировых сценах.
The concert was organized as part of the Year of the Youth in Kazakhstan.